Aloha and welcome interdimensional friends to another one of our inspirational live team meditations. Thank you so much for joining, for adding your energy, for leveling up together here as a team. We're just getting things started here, so for those of you who are joining in, go ahead, leave some comments down in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Give me 2 seconds. Just have to be able to click another button here to be able to get things all properly set up. There we go. All right. Okay. Perfect. We are ready to rock. We are ready to do this. We are ready to level up. We are ready to have some fun. We are ready to be able to come together as a team. So thank you to those of you joining in on all platforms. For those of you tuned in on Facebook, for those of you tuned in on Instagram, just setting things up here so that we can make sure that we're seeing everybody's comments and everything like that. So good morning, good rising, aloha. Thank you for joining. Namaste awesome. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the tribe. Please feel free to leave any comments down in the chat just saying hey everyone, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's like, I don't know, it's like some sort of scene out of like a Disney movie where we're all like walking around town. We're like, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Something like that. I like the idea. And again, as we're just sitting here and we're just getting ourselves ready, please feel free to just begin by massaging your body, stretching your body, listening to your body in whatever way you need to do in this moment to be able to give it what it needs. But again, for a lot of people who tune in, you'll notice that like, instead of just saying good morning, we use this phrase good rising every now and then. Speaking of rising, what is with that piece of hair right there? I like it. My wings are growing in. Whatever, it's doing its own thing. So again, just massaging here. But again, you may have noticed this idea that we use the phrase good rising. And that's kind of, it's something that just naturally kind of came up. Like I didn't make it up. I remember hearing it from someone years ago. But again, with the phrase good rising, as we're just chit-chatting here and just massaging your body, again, the phrase good rising basically is like a more intentional substitute for the phrase good morning, with the awareness that when we use the phrase good morning, that in itself is almost kind of like, like what is a morning? Morning is kind of like implying, like morning is something you do at a wake. And so like a wake is something that happens after someone dies. So it's kind of interesting when you think of the word that we use, good morning. So it's like when we wake up from our sleep, it's almost like this process of like mini death where like, it's weird, right? Like I didn't make up these words, but again, you think of the process of waking up in the morning. As we wake from one dimension to another, it's like there's a process of birth and death that is happening there. So again, just keep massaging your body. For those of you who are joining in, just taking a moment here, we're just going to massage your entire body. But again, so that's why instead of just being like, oh, good morning, and unconsciously kind of saying that, good morning, again, kind of has like this vibration of like, oh, good morning, like we're mourning together, like, oh, as if we have something to be sad about or to grieve over or something like that. Whereas good rising is, again, kind of like it's just a more intentional way of being able to phrase it, where again the intention is it's like, yeah, let's start our days off by rising together. So let's start our days off by continuing to, well, again, I like the phrase of waking up. Again, that phrase waking up, it's such a peculiar phrase because again, I think when it comes to awakening, there is this process where like, parts of us die all the time, so to speak, right? Like old parts of us, old patterns, old parts of who we thought we were. So like throughout this lifetime, we will die and be reborn multiple times. Like theoretically, like we die like every single day. I know it's kind of it's a different way to think about it. It's a different way to be able to put the description on it. So yeah, it's just another one of those things where it's just bringing more awareness to the language that we use. So if you feel called where instead of saying good morning, feel free to say good rising if you choose. I'm okay with both. Like again, like whatever works for you. It's more so the intention than anything. But obviously, yeah, words create worlds, and words have vibration to them. So that's a little tidbit of information I figure you'd get a kick out of. So again, for those of you who are here, we're just massaging our body right now. We're just obviously just doing some chit chatting. And again, as you're massaging your body, just really focusing on just kind of bringing awareness to this moment, focusing on gratitude, even just taking a moment here. For anybody here, feel free to share. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? Leave some comments in the chat. You can share even just one thing, two things. And again, just massaging. Eventually, we're going to get all the way down to our feet. If you haven't already yet, massaging your hands. Like massaging your hands is a great way to start your morning. Again, that's when you're massaging your hands and you're literally like activating the meridians, like your body's ley lines. I don't think it's accurate. I don't know. Does that make sense? Your body has ley lines. Well, I guess it does. I don't know. Are meridians technically ley lines? Probably. I guess so. Why not? So again, just kind of taking a moment here, massaging all the meridians in your hands, even just kind of doing a little bit of that. Stretch out your fingers, working your way down, massaging the rib cage. Da, 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 da. Awesome. Zenra on TikTok saying this video, the video above this was a sign telling me to meditate, and then I saw this. I love when things align. Synchronicities unfolding in this very moment. I love this idea that, again, like, synchronicities are happening all the time, but we just have to be aware of them in order to be able to receive them, So good for you, Zenra, and welcome to what it is that we are doing here. We do these meditations Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Recordings for them are available through my YouTube, my profile link, which connects to my YouTube. So again, at this point, for those of you who are here, we're just massaging our body. So go ahead, massage your feet. Same with the hands. When you're massaging the feet, you're literally massaging the meridians. So go ahead, straighten up your spine. The intentions of these broadcasts, they're multiple fold, but again, it's to be able to help practice mindfulness, to come together as a team, to celebrate community, to create social interaction, to smile, to have fun, to inspire each other, to empower each other, to awaken together, and again, to be able to help to develop the relationship with our energetic body, to level up as multidimensional superheroes. I mean, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm interested in. And again, what we're doing is, it's not just hey, I'm just doing this and this is just a one-off thing. It's no, this is a story that's unfolding. This is a team that we are building. This is the narrative that we are creating. So again, just massaging your feet here, really digging deep to the bottom of your feet, to the bottom of your soles. Massage your souls. I love being able to phrase it like that. It's just wait, what? Massage your souls? Anyways, give me 2 seconds here. I'm just gonna, I think the YouTube audio is way spiked. Let me know, YouTube. Let me know if that's better, YouTube. I just want to make sure the audio wasn't spiking. I think it was there, so I apologize. Anyways, I just got to massage my other foot, and then we're going to work our way all the way up to the top of our face. We'll do a quick little EFT. I got a nice little meditation for you today, another visualization meditation. We're going to be flexing our imagination. So for those of you who kind of enjoy those style of meditation, then stick around. I love the idea that, again, when you guys tune into this, it's kind of like a little variety show where you don't always know what to expect. I have something planned for you, and then you just kind of get into this place where you're just all right, Brendan, let's do this. What's up for today? So I think honestly that in itself probably, you guys tell me, but that probably kind of entices you. There's a mystery box element to this where it's just oh, what are we going to do today? Because again, with meditation, if it's the same thing over and over and over again, you'll get bored of it. So it's we have to spice it up. We have to create some variety. And again, I approach the meditation literally as drills, hockey drills, practice, because that's what it is. This is practice, and this is how we get stronger, by practicing. So I'm opening up my shirt. All right, okay, so keep massaging here, massaging all the way up your neck. Give your neck a nice massage. Maybe you haven't given your neck a nice massage in a while. Again, if you haven't yet, please feel free to leave comments in the chat of what you're grateful for. YouTube comments, I'm just going to read those as I'm massaging my neck. Kizela says, change is the only constant. It's exciting. Love these practices. Thank you, Kizela. I wonder how many people watch these in the recording, because I don't really know for sure. So if you're one of the people who watch this in the recording, please do me a favor and let me know by either commenting or sending me a direct message. Seriously, that makes a difference, because Instagram will tell me that like 100 people have watched the recording of this, but like how many of them have actually watched the recording opposed to just like clicking on it for 5 seconds type thing. So again, if you're one of those people who watch this in the future, if you're from the future right now, please go ahead, let me know. So again, just massaging here, just reading some of the comments in the YouTube chat. Thanks everyone for leaving the comments. Megan says, grateful for this lovely day. Brittany, grateful for this community, health and my spouse. Kristen, grateful for positive energy and support of community. Brittany says, I definitely need this today. I feel the world on my shoulders. Oh, Brittany, I'm glad you were able to join. Also grateful to find this one thing I found on TikTok. Oh, beautiful, Megan. Grateful for stumbling upon you when I did, for the day, for the food, and for roof over my head. Beautiful, Megan. We got 2 Megans in here, by the way. So, okay, just massaging your face. You guys are probably getting pretty good at massaging your face. So aloha to those of you who are joining in on any platform, like right in this moment. It's okay. You're not late. You can still like join in and take part in what it is that we're creating here. For those of you on TikTok who may be new, if it's your first time tuned in on TikTok, go ahead, drop a 333 in the comments. Let me know if it's your first time here on any platform. Drop a 333. So again, just massaging our face here. Really just kind of take a moment here to just like bring your mindfulness into this present moment. Like that's the thing, when we do massage, don't just like do the massage and just kind of like have it happening in the background. Really be present with it. Like really allow yourself to like, what are you feeling? Like what are you feeling when you massage? Like you're feeling like there's like nerves and just like energy releasing. So as you massage your jaw, just be gentle. Like don't go too, like you have to be, like you are responsible for what you're doing right now. Like yes, I'm instructing, but at the same time, like don't be like oh wow, that felt like that messed up my jaw. Be careful, especially with your neck. Like you got like all of this like very delicate stuff in your neck. Be very gentle with any part of your body that you're massaging. Be mindful. So please. So that's very important. So, be like, well, I was massaging my eyeballs with my thumbs and now my eyes hurt. What the heck, Brendan? I thought you were supposed to be like, what? Like, dude, like calm down. Like, get your thumbs out of your eyes. Gently pet your eyelashes and your eye. Actually, that's really weird. I've never done that before. Massaging like your eyelids, like just like, and you're not even pushing, just like gently pet them. Go ahead, humor me right now. Just pet your eyelids. That feels really weird, actually. I don't know. I've never done that before. It's kind of alluring. It's like, oh, that's weird. Like, I don't know. That's weird. Okay. Keep massaging your face. Massage your earlobes. Again, for anybody who's new, like literally us doing this, like the massage thing, that's like so important. But again, this massage part is also just like getting us ready. It's getting us ready for the other parts of our meditation. It makes it more accessible for us to drop in. And plus, if we're doing this first thing in the morning, like this is just a great way to start our day. A little bit of self-love, a little bit of self-care. So awesome. Thank you, Blake, for sharing the welcomes. Welcome everyone that is new to this meditation. They are amazing. Thank you. Aloha, lover of light. Aloha to anybody else tuned in on all the platforms. Again, I'll try and read the comments as best I can. All right, massage your ears just for a little bit more. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anywhere else you feel you need to massage. And again, if you feel like you need to massage yourself longer, like go ahead, like do that later and stuff like that. Or you can just keep watching this broadcast and you can literally just watch this broadcast as if it's like a show and then just like keep massaging yourself. This is your practice. That's important. Okay, let's do a little bit EFT tapping. EFT tapping is when we're tapping very gently. You can go a little bit harder if you want. And as we're tapping here, we're focusing on words of affirmation. So we're calling in affirming narrative that we wish to be able to embody for today. So you can say things like, I am inspired. I am empowered. So again, for everybody who's new here, just gently tapping. This is called emotional freedom tapping. For those of you familiar, start speaking your mantras. Again, when we're doing this is a way for us to be able to like encode our field with these intentions. So speak these words as we're doing this. We're opening up the energy channels, we're opening up the meridians, and then we encode it with intention, with thought, with words. So speak words of empowerment to yourself, words of encouragement. You can say like, I am kindness. I am learning. I am growing. I am patient. I am empowered. I am the ripple of my ancestors. I have my ancestors are with me. My guides are with me. Call in any sort of guides you want for today. I am consistent. I am persistent. I am resilient. I am flexible. I am adorable. That's the most important one. Like out of all these, it's like, I am cute. I am adorable. Yeah. When you're doing these broadcasts, when you're doing these meditations, please feel free to keep a mirror nearby. And that way, so like as you're doing these, you could like, even if you put a mirror kind of like behind where you have the camera right now, then you can kind of like literally like look at your, honestly, this is a huge tip. As you're doing these, instead of just looking at me, for those of you who are familiar, set up a nearby mirror and look at yourself in the mirror. Like that's actually a huge thing. I'm surprised I didn't mention that like a month ago. There's a whole nother thing with like eye gazing in the mirror. I'll have to talk to you guys more about it. So again, just a little bit more of this, a little bit more of this, whatever this is. Again, just tapping here, words of affirmation. I'm empowered. I am courageous. I am kind to myself and others. I am a soul awakening to this human experience. I am healthy. I am... what else can we be? I am the elements embodied in human form. Wacha. Just a few more here. Speak them just in your own. Any other ones you want for yourself, just go ahead. Speak those as you breathe. I am the breath of the universe. Do it on your fingers if you want. Beautiful. And bring it to a rest. Get a drink of water if you need it. Yeah, exactly. And please feel free to like leave your affirmations in the chat. That way, so like, it's kind of funny because when you leave affirmations and people read them, like when you read them, you're also kind of saying them to yourself. So if you like see other people leaving them, so Kazela says like, I am enough, I am worthy. So, oh, now I'm enough, now I'm worthy. Oh, thank you, Kazela. Like that works. So. So again, if anybody else wants to leave any sort of like affirmations that I want to be able to share with the team, please feel free to do that. So again, what we're going to do here, we'll go into our laughter practice meditation, then we'll go right into our mindfulness practice, and then from there we'll go into a little bit of our standing practice and then our chakra practice again. So we'll be done this before you know it. Right before we do that, I just want to be able to remind people that this Thursday we have our dream class broadcast. So that's really exciting. So if you're interested in dreams and lucid dreaming and consciousness and metaphysics and everything like that, this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time through my YouTube channel, that's where you can tune into that broadcast. And again, if you would like to join on air for that broadcast, you can become a leading member through Patreon. And again, thank you to our Patreon supporters. We're currently at, what are we at? Actually, I think I didn't update it on the YouTube screen, but we're at 140 right now. So we're working towards our next milestone of 150, and then eventually like 200. So again, thank you to our Patreon supporters. That's a monthly micro contribution. When you sign up there, you also get discounts for items. You get to join into our collaborative conscious media creation space. You get like additional access to me as a conscious media creation coach. Lots of cool stuff. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention, for those of you leading members, if you didn't see my post in the team chat, we have a collaborative meeting today at 2 p.m. So collaborative meeting for conscious media creators at 2 p.m. today. So we're kind of weaving our way, we're working our way into that schedule. That may be like a Monday to Thursday thing. So again, let's move right into our laughter yoga. Let's move into our laughter yoga. For those of you who have been doing this, yeah, you're getting good at it. I saw a comment, someone was complimenting my shirt. Thank you. These shirts, these are available through our item shop. So go ahead, you can check the link in my video info and the profile link as well. So, all right, laughter yoga. Let's take some deep breaths here together. So before we even move into laughter yoga, let's just kind of straighten up our spine. Let's just take some nice deep breaths through the mouth. So nice deep inhale. Nice and slow, nice soft exhale. A bit of a sigh. Just go ahead and make some nice sigh noises. Sigh out any sort of sounds. We're going to do 3 more of those. Give yourself a nice sigh, releasing any sort of like stagnant energy. 2 more. Inhale. You can keep your eyes closed if you wish. Once more. Inhale. Beautiful. All right, okay, let's move into our laughter practice yoga. So laughter practice yoga, for those of you who have done this before, you know what to expect. For those of you who are new, what what we're gonna do basically a breath where we're focusing on the exhale. So it's gonna sound like this. It's gonna go ha 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 ha, and then from there, that noise is gonna eventually kind of cascade into a laughter. So it's gonna be like ha 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 ha. And so even just being in this space, I want you to be able to observe how like literally just by you watching this, like it has an effect. Like that's like the mind is kind of really trippy this way. Like even if I were to just like accidentally yawn right now, there's like a 90% chance that you might yawn too. Dropping 11 and that made you long yawn. Oh, it made my eyes water just from doing that. Jeez. Okay, anyway, so that's the magic of like humans interacting with each other. So what we're going to do here, we're going to acknowledge how laughter is also contagious. So let's laugh together, all you beautiful, amazing, wonderful humans who I adore. So thank you again, everyone. All right, let's do this together. Just thinking back to funny stuff from yesterday. Oh man, if you were tuned in yesterday, you guys saw some funny stuff or like special affirmations and everything. Okay. All right. Try not to laugh. Reverse psychology. What? Okay. All right. Follow my lead. For those of you who are here, who have done this before, you're going to help everyone else laugh. So let's build this up together. Let's anchor in this energy. Let's anchor in this cosmic energy. All right. Deep inhale, exhale together. Deep inhale. Nice big exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale together. Focus on the exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Let the laughter build, let it roll. Think of something really like stupid or funny. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard, what? That's it. Let that rafflecopter fly. You're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe. Breathe. Stop it. Stop laughing. Stop. You're making me laugh. No, you stop laughing. No, you. I'll stop laughing when you stop laughing. Once we get to 150 supporters on Patreon, we'll just do a laughter practice meditation broadcast for like 5 hours straight. It'll just be laughter for 5 hours straight. Imagine? Oh God. Whew. All right. What are we also doing at the 150 Patreon level? Oh, we're doing like an entire broadcast as like Arnold, I think. We gotta laughter yoga. Can't do it when I'm laughing properly. All right, okay, one more time. Super serious. I'm glad. I'm impressed with how serious everybody is here. Okay, all right, let's do this. Okay, deep inhale together. Inhale. Nice big exhale. Inhale together. Focus on the exhale. Ha 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 ha. Potatoes. What? Taters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe. Slow down. Take a moment here. Close your eyes if you want. Just feel your energetic field in this moment. What does it feel like when you're like immediately going from laughter to kind of like observing your energy field? You can almost kind of like, even if you can't feel it, like imagining kind of like an electricity in the air around you. And it's like very kind of like poignant. Like there's like a charge to it. And that's basically what we've done through laughter. We literally like build up this charge. So let's carry this charge that we build up and then kind of like turn it inwards and then use that to be able to work on our mindfulness practice. So just take a breath here and just kind of breathe in like this charge that's around your field. breathe it in through the top of your head. Like just kind of visualize this energy kind of like looping in through the top of your head like a toroidal field. So take a few breaths here, deep gentle inhales. Feel that charge, feel your body using your breath to conduct it. One more breath here, and then we'll just open our eyes, and then we'll go back into this meditation in a moment. Beautiful. Gently exhale, open your eyes. Grab a drink of water if you need it. Grab a Kleenex if you need it too. That's what we got to work for. We got to work towards that level of laughter where like it's just like snot dripping from the face. There's like tears rolling and everything like that. See, that's, I think, yesterday when we were talking, we were just like, oh yeah, how can we do meditation where we like start crying? I feel like it would actually work if we do one where it's like laughter yoga, but laughter yoga that's so intense that eventually it becomes crying laughter yoga. Give me 2 seconds. I have to blow my nose. 2 seconds, everyone. I'm glad some of you got my joke about taking the hobbits to Isengard. Some people are just like, I don't know what. Lord of the Rings. Okay, sure. Is that funny? Did I miss something? Yeah, you missed a joke on the internet that's like 8 years old. Nostalgic internet jokes. All right, okay. Let's move into our mindfulness practice. So for today's mindfulness practice, what we're going to do, we're going to go on a little bit of a trip. We're going to go on a little bit of a journey, a little bit of an adventure. And so what we are going to do, let's see. We are going to practice doing a little bit of flying. We're going to practice doing a little bit of flying first to flex our imagination. And then what we're going to do is we're going to arrive at a very special garden. And then what you're going to do is that you are going to practice using your imagination to spend time in the garden, but also to be able to grow the garden. To be able to like grow the garden with your thoughts and with your imagination. And you're going to grow like the most beautiful flowers and the most beautiful like berry bushes and some trees. And then from there, we are also going to be able to like plant seeds of intention, very specific seeds of intention. And we're just going to spend some time just kind of like nurturing this garden. And this garden is going to be like a holographic garden. So by taking care of this garden, we're also doing it as a way to be able to like garden, be a gardener for the collective, to be able to like plant things into the garden of the collective, into the heart of the collective. So very, very cool. So yeah, for those of you who were here yesterday, we went to the beach yesterday. You guys want to go to the beach? Bring your beach towels. So okay, so with that said, if you're ready, go ahead, get yourself nice and comfortable. Take another sip of water if you need it. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in. For those of you who may be new, welcome. And again, this is just a practice. Thinking of this just as like hockey practice, gym practice. This is like PE class for the mind. Boo! Oh, I just see that. Instagram just saw like a little like thing float across my screen. It's a piece of hair, but it looks like a spaceship. Anyways. Okay, so from here, we're going to connect with our breath. We're going to drop into this place of imagination. Again, if you're new to meditation, just allow yourself to be present with this. This is for experts. This is for beginners. Whatever it is, thank you for joining. So with that said, we're going to connect with our breath, calibrate our body, and then drop into this meditative state. So join me in this moment just by rolling the shoulders, straightening up the spine, put your hands where they're nice and comfortable. Finding that place where you'll be able to maintain a degree of stillness. As you're in this place of stillness, you'll allow your attention to be able to turn inwards. Your focus will turn inwards. You'll be able to put more energy towards your imagination. So throughout this practice, if you feel like a tingling or like a twitch, if you feel it, this is a side note. If you feel like an itch during this meditation or other meditations, try not to scratch it. Observe that if you observe it, that itch will stay there, but then it will kind of disappear on its own. So that's a side note for this. But nonetheless, let's move into this practice together. So go ahead and gently close your eyes. Together here, by listening to my voice, just allowing your body permission to relax. Begin by connecting with the breath. Deep, gentle inhales through the nose or the mouth. Nice, soft, gentle exhales. Deep, gentle inhales, again, finding the rhythm. And soft, gentle exhales with each exhale, just giving your body permission to relax. Relaxing your face, relax your eyebrows, straighten up your spine. Breathing here, we're going to begin calibrating our body. And to do this, we visualize a white light at the center of our chest. And this white light is going to move throughout our body, and wherever it does, it allows that part of the body to relax, as well as it fills our body with love, with light, kind of like filling a cup. You're going to kind of imagine that right now. So as you breathe in, imagine this white light moving across your chest to your shoulders, down your elbow, past your arm to your fingers. Breathing here, imagine this white light moving down your torso, towards your hip, past your groin, all the way down to your knees, right down to your toes. And again, wherever it moves to, just giving that part of the body permission to relax. Breathing as that energy moves up the spine, all the way up the back of the neck, through the face, all the way up to the top of the head. And then just taking a moment here to just visualize this feeling of white light throughout the body. Again, this is just kind of calibrating our body. This is like almost like a step where we're accessing this very, very exciting, almost virtual reality within us. And when we gently scan our body like this, when we calibrate it, that's like us just kind of like doing what we need to take the next step to be able to engage with this technology. So throughout your own meditations, those of you who are becoming familiar, do your calibrations on your own practices. Only takes a few seconds. So as we do this, just taking a moment here to connect with our breath, breathing in, observing the state that we are in, our brainwave kind of shifting to an alpha, this relaxing, calming place. And from here, we are going to begin imagining ourselves at the nexus point within our imagination. And so for those of you who've been here before, imagine this almost kind of like a sacred platform that's kind of floating in space. It can look however you want, but from here, we access portals to other parts of our imagination. So you can kind of imagine it almost like a spaceship dock, like something out of a sci-fi movie, or something like very old and ancient, like almost like out of a superhero movie. And you can see like the stars around you. You can see like nebulas in the sky, very dreamlike, very sacred place. You'll return here a little bit more on your own time. In the meantime, again, this nexus, it's almost like a circle kind of platform. But from here, we can access different portals. So for today, we are going to activate the portal before us that will take us into a place at the edge of a forest. So this portal is now before you. And when you're ready, intentionally step through this portal. And as you do, you can make any sort of like cool sound effects, add some texture to it, some layer to it, be like, and so now, as you arrive through this portal, you arrive into this place where it is nice and sunny out. The birds are singing. You're standing at the edge of this beautiful forest. You can feel the grass underneath your feet. It's just like the most beautiful day. You can hear the insects. You can hear the tree frogs. Can you hear the tree frogs right now? I bet you can. You're like, oh, I miss that noise. You can feel the warmth on your skin. You can feel the air moving across your body. And so from here, what we're going to do, we are literally just going to practice imagining ourselves becoming lighter to the point where we slowly feel gravity just kind of gently releasing. And so at this moment, lifting ourselves up almost as if there's like a balloon within our chest that is filling up with helium. Imagine yourself in this moment as your feet slowly leave the texture of the ground, and you imagine yourself floating up, and you're looking at the trees in front of you at the edge of the forest, and you see the trees, and slowly you feel your body lifting, and now you're a little bit higher than the trees. Not too high, just a little bit higher than the trees. And now we're going to practice navigating this space. We're going to practice flying. And the way we practice flying here is very similar to how you can fly within a dream. So what you're going to do is you're going to focus your attention towards the direction that you wish to move. So rather than trying to be like, oh, like, do I flap my arms? Do I swim? Like, how do I go forward? Focus your attention, and wherever you focus your attention, you will naturally just kind of like create a connection between yourself and that point, and you will move towards that direction. So as you look forwards and out over the tree line, slowly begin to imagine yourself floating above this tree line, and you can feel what this feels like for you. And as you do this, you can even imagine yourself being so close to the tree line that you can even like skim your fingers across the top of the tree, going at whatever speed works for you. You may be going relatively slow, maybe you're going a little bit faster. Maybe you even really want to take a moment here for those of you who are a little bit more advanced, to flex your imagination a little bit more. Maybe you even want to kind of like elevate yourself a little bit higher, spin around, get a little bit more dynamic with this. This is just an opportunity for you to be able to practice. So again, we're just literally just kind of like imagining ourselves soaring above this beautiful forest. And as you soar above it, you look down below and you can like see little animals like looking up at you. You can see like squirrels running across the tree branches trying to keep up with you. They're like, hey, what's going on there? You can see streams of water down below in the creek. You can see your reflection in the water. Maybe you fly above the water. And maybe in this moment, you even want to practice like flying like really close to the water, and even just imagine like skimming your finger across the top of the water as this water rolls down this river, and you can feel the texture of the water on your fingers. And so there you just continue to kind of make this your own practice, flying around, doing some barrel rolls, some backflips, even going a little bit higher. Just allowing yourself to flex your imagination in this moment with the intention to really make it feel as real as possible. Feel the textures, feel the sensations, feel the joy, feel the excitement. And so as we continue to just kind of play, keyword play here, we're going to look off into the distance, and on the in the center of the forest, like there's this open space, and this open space is a very special garden. So we're going to begin flying towards that very special garden. And so as you fly towards that garden, eventually you're going to arrive at the entrance. And so slowly bring your feet down to the ground. This helium balloon that originally kind of lifted you off, you can imagine that just kind of like deflating to the point where you feel your body just naturally gravitating back towards the surface, to the point where you feel this specific moment when your toes touch the dirt. Beautiful. And now you arrive standing in front of this very beautiful garden, and this garden has like a little archway through it. And so this archway, this is a very special entrance. And so as you walk through this entrance, I want you to put your hands on your heart, and I want you to walk through with gratitude. So I want you to kind of like be in this space of love. And as you imagine yourself kind of walking through this archway, just allow yourself to be in this moment, to be in this love, to be in this gratitude. And so you begin walking through this garden, and you can put your hands wherever you want. And this garden already has like a lot of stuff like already growing in it. And so you can take a moment here to just kind of look around. You can see different vegetables growing in the gardens. You can see like different berries growing off of different shrubs and trees, even some low-hanging fruits. Imagine in this moment you see a tree that has some sort of fruit that's like your favorite fruit. Maybe it's like something like really exotic, like a kumquat. I don't know if you've ever had those. They're like native to California mostly. Or like some sort of like mango, if you want to find like a mango, like something like really, really delicious. Or like a pear or a nice apple. Whatever you choose in this moment. I want you to find that tree that has that. And I want you to grab that. And I want you to thank the tree. And then I want you to imagine yourself taking like a nice big juicy bite into it. Nom 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 nom. And like really imagine what it tastes like. Again, flex your imagination. You'll be surprised of like how much you can actually kind of be like, whoa, this actually, like this is like you, if you do this, you may actually notice like your saliva, like your glands in your mouth will be like, oh, like you may feel like your saliva respond where it's like, I want that. And if you're doing that, that means you're actually like doing a pretty good job. So take another moment here. Imagine yourself taking like a few more bites of whatever delicious fruit you may be eating in this moment. Yum, 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 yum. And then from here, we're going to walk through the garden so you can gently like take the whatever is left from the fruit. You can kind of like put it back underneath the soil or put it in like a little compost nearby. Now we're going to walk through this forest. And as we do, we're going to imagine kind of like a blank area of the garden. We're going to walk through the garden. So there's like empty patches. And so as we are here, what we're going to do, we are going to reach into our very special pouch. And this very special pouch has very special seeds. And these seeds carry intentions. And so what I want you to do, I want you to reach into your pouch and I want you to grab like a small handful of seeds. And I want you to really focus on what intentions you would like to plant. And so there's 3 little areas of the garden. What you're going to do, you're going to plant in one area intentions for yourself. And then in another area, you're going to plant intentions for your friends and family. And then in another area, you're going to plant intentions for the entire collective. So take a few moments here to find that patch of garden and to find the place where you can plant the seeds of intention for yourself. So allow yourself to listen to your heart in this moment as you just kind of take the seeds and you take them one by one and you gently place them in the soil. And you can feel like the dirt in your hands. You can feel the cool dirt. And you can just take your time here to really focus on what are some intentions you want to plant for yourself. It can be things like, oh, I want to be able to plant the intentions of cultivating more consistency, to cultivate more mindfulness. Maybe I've got some projects I got to work on. Maybe I want to be able to be gentle to myself. Maybe I want to be able to cultivate like more focus on like my diet and my meditation exercise. To be able to open my heart to more of the synchronicities. You can be as specific or as generic as you wish. Don't worry either way. Just allow yourself to just kind of be present with the intention of planting those intentions. Good. So just take a few more moments here, plant some intentions, and they can be very generic, just like love, kindness for yourself. Now from here, we're going to walk to another part of the garden. This part of the garden is a place where we're planting intentions for our friends and family. So kind of like the people who you specifically know, the people who you either know through online, you know their face, you know their name, or maybe you just know their name. So intentions even for the team, like for those of us in the broadcast right now, for those of us who are tuned into this meditation, that soul tribe, that soul collective. So reach into this magic satchel of this magic pouch, grab some more seeds and go ahead, plant those. What do you want? What intentions do you want for the team, for the family, for the friends right now? You can focus on things where it's like, again, it can be similar to yourself, where it's like more, like courage, kindness, resilience, compassion, cultivating and celebrating sacred space together, awakening, health, vitality, flexibility, So allow yourself to just kind of be in this moment. You can put your hands on your heart. Again, these seeds are coming like right from your heart. Beautiful. After you finish planting those seeds, gently pat them down with some love. Then from here, we're going to walk to the other part of the garden. And this is a part where we're just going to plant some seeds for the entire collective. For the entire collective. For all beings on earth. What do you want to plant for all beings on earth? And later on in the chat, you're welcome to share what you planted. So taking a moment here to plant those seeds. What do we want for the entire collective? Again, similar to what we wish for others, like kindness, gentleness, awareness, inspiration, hope, to see the connection, to be able to hear the voice of nature. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. To be able to awaken to their own potential as co-creators within this dream. To feel the connection between themselves and the infinite abundance of this universal experience that we share together. Beautiful. And so, after you finish planting those seeds, take a moment there, just kind of pat them down with some love. Now we're going to stand in the middle of these three gardens. And what I want you to do here, I want you to be able to breathe and connect with your heart. Put your hands on your heart visually, physically if you want. We're just going to be here just for the next few moments, then we're going to wrap up this part of the broadcast. But what I want you to do here, I want you to nurture these seeds with your intention, with your energy. So I want you to begin cultivating this inner magic from within you. And I want you to feel this magic kind of moving from your heart and feel it moving down your arms all the way down to your fingertips. And I want you to begin directing this magic so it extends from beyond your body. You can imagine it almost like it's an energy, or again, kind of like a sacred water, almost like a plasma. And I want you to be able to project it with your mind. And I want you to seed and nurture these seeds with this loving kindness. And so as we are in this spot, really just taking a moment here to be able to focus on growing these seeds. So I want you to visualize these seeds like receiving your kindness, receiving your love, nurturing them with your water. And even if you literally just want to be able to visualize it as water, or maybe even just want to visualize yourself using a literal watering pail, if you want to choose that visualization. And as you do this, placing your hands near the seeds, going from garden to garden, and just imagining these seeds slowly beginning to sprout. And you can imagine them growing much faster than they normally would. And you can see these beautiful seeds growing, and they're growing into the most beautiful bushes, the most beautiful trees. It wasn't just one type of seed. And so you can imagine these gardens blossoming, and these gardens are just yielding more of the intention that you put into them, this intentions of compassion and kindness. So really take a moment here to just focus, pouring your heart and visualizing all of these seeds growing around you and just adding to the texture of this very, very beautiful garden. It's such a beautiful garden. And at the center of the garden, for the intention for all beings, I want you to imagine growing a nice sturdy tree. So imagine this nice beautiful tree, bigger than the other parts of the garden. Imagine this nice beautiful tree just emerging in front of you, and it grows and it grows and it grows, not too big, but you can see its branches expanding, the leaves coming out. You literally see it's watching a time lapse from a nature show. And as this tree grows in front of you, you look around you and you see all of these garden beds now just full of life. These intentions just ripe and yielding, and even yielding their own fruits and berries. And you're welcome to even eat some of those berries if you wish. But this particular tree in front of you, we're just going to conclude this part of the meditation by imagining ourselves walking up to this tree and giving it a nice hug. So I want you to see this tree and to see what it represents. your intentions for all beings, for the team, for yourself, and go up to this tree and give it a nice big hug. Really kind of feel its texture, feel its heartbeat, feel its rhythm co-regulating with yours. Squeeze it tight, feel the bark, feel its strength, and just take a moment here to really just kind of breathe in. And as you're here in this space, I want this tree to be able to say something to you. I want you to be able to listen to this tree, both as a tree and as a reflection of the intentions you've planted. So I want you to be able to listen to your heart right now. This is similar to what we've done before, this idea of creating a space for received thoughts, to be able to listen to the wisdom of our heart. So take the next few moments here. I'm going to stop talking. You're going to imagine yourself hugging this tree, and you're going to both speak to the tree with gratitude, but you're also going to listen. This tree has something to say to you, something inspirational. Breathe here and listen. Connect and be in this moment. Continue this for the next few moments. Go ahead. Just take another moment here, thanking the tree, expressing your gratitude. And slowly, when you're ready, you can gently release your hug. Kind of stand in the middle of this garden, look around, see this beautiful garden, see this garden as a reflection to the seeds we plant every single day and how we nurture them with our intentions, with our love, with our magic. So gently placing your hands on your heart if you wish, we're going to conclude this part of the meditation. Really take a moment here to remember what this space looks like, remember what it feels like, and you are welcome to return here at any moment to spend time in this garden, to be able to spend time with the seeds we're planting that are continuing to grow, that will continue to benefit from our attention and love. So thanking the garden, thanking yourself, letting these intentions inspire you, carrying this inspiration with you as we conclude this part of the meditation. So breathing here, slowly bringing awareness back to our physical body, back to our body as we slowly wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers, saying thank you to the garden. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. Awesome. Go ahead, take your time there. So beautiful. Wonderful. All right, everyone. Welcome back. Don't rush into the chat too quick. Get a drink of water for yourself if you need it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. We're going to wrap up this broadcast in the next little bit. We have so much fun with the earlier parts that somehow we just run out of time a little bit later. So we didn't get to doing our standing, but if you want to do some shaking exercises, I really encourage you to do that on your own time. For those of you who are familiar, you guys don't even need me at this point to be able to do a lot of the other exercises. So if you want to do some dragon roars, do all that. For those of you who are new, I apologize. We'll make sure we get more of that in the future. If you guys want to leave some comments on how that was for you, please feel free to leave that in the chat. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go into our chakra practice meditation. Real quick version of it. Again, I apologize for those of you who are brand new, but please feel free to follow along anyways. For those of you who are looking to hang out for a little bit afterwards, once we're done the meditation at the hour mark, which is what we wrap up on Instagram, I'll stick around on TikTok, I'll stick around on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll hang out more. We'll just do a little bit of Q&A. We can talk more about the Guardian experience. So again, please feel free to leave your comments if you want to just share those in a little bit, and we'll talk more about it. But for now, since we've only got about 5-6 minutes left in the broadcast, we're just going to focus on, let's just do a quick little shake. So a quick little shake. And then just do a quick little inhale and then stretch it up, shake it out, get yourself awake. Deep inhale. If you want to stand up right now, you can. That's fine. I'll stand up after we kind of wrap up the broadcast, so that's okay. All right. So from here, let's go into a chakra practice meditation. For those of you who are new, again, this is mantra tones that help spin these energy discs, that help balance them, that help us bring awareness to them, that help us bring in alignment with the virtues. Starting with the brow chakra, the virtue of serenity. Follow my lead. The sound is E. Inhale. E. Throat chakra, justness, speaking our truth. The sound is A. Heart chakra, compassion for all beings. The sound is O. Pulmonary chakra, connection with our ancestors, gratitude for our ancestors. The sound is Ah. Inhale. Solar chakra, the sound is U. Temperance, willpower for all beings. Inhale. Sacral, cultivation of sexual energy, cultivating that energy into vitality, inspiration, motivation, wellness for our whole being. The sound is M. Inhale. Root chakra, the sound is S. Patience for all beings. Inhale. Let's go through it one more time, just kind of one right into the other. A little bit of flow, add a little bit of sing-song if you want. Inhale. Last one, S. Concluding this part of your meditation, closing your eyes, just finishing off with gratitude, visualizing this like beautiful golden rainbow energy kind of swirling through your body. Having taken this moment, allowing you to just be able to connect with your heart, flex your imagination, strengthen your energetic field, allowing yourself to just be in this place of mindfulness. May you move through your day with grace, inspiration, motivation, kindness, clarity. You are the magic. The magic is you. So taking a moment here just to conclude this practice with gratitude, thanking yourself, thanking the team, thanking the universe. Beautiful. Generally, when you're ready, you can open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you. So, awesome. Yeah, good job, team. Woohoo! Awesome work. All right, so we're just going to finish up this broadcast. Again, stick around if you want to be able to hang out for a little bit longer to do. I'll probably just stand up and do a little bit more stretching afterwards. You guys are welcome to do that. If you have any Q&A questions or even just comments, I'd love to, again, ask you, what did the tree tell you? So for me, the tree, it said, be patient. You know, for me, that was kind of the main message of a tree, where it's like this idea of like the tree grows over time, right? So we must be patient with ourselves, for we are that tree too. So Beautiful. All right, looking forward to being able to hang out a little bit longer. For those of you who are wrapping up here, just sending you so much love on the rest of your day. Again, just carry this shift with you, carry this energy with you, sending you Reiki, loving energy for those who wish to receive. Woo, 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 woo. Awesome. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for your support in all forms. If you'd like to be able to support on Patreon, if you're in a position to do that financially, please feel free to do that with a monthly contribution. Join as a leading member. You can get additional perks. You can join our collaborative work periods. You can join our on-air broadcast. We got Dream Class coming up this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got our private team chat. Again, you can check out the shop for items, shirts, buttons, crystals, lots of cool stuff. So lots of ways to be able to support. Please feel free to invite one friend to be able to tune into these broadcasts and join us again Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you again, everyone, so much for those of you who are sticking around. Let's have a little bit more fun. But for everybody else, much love. I see you. I honor you. The light guardian within me appreciates everything that you do. So finish it off with a wolf howl. Ow, ow, ow. Beautiful. Wishing you an awesome day. Until next time, keep it shifty. Much love. Okie dokie. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. All right, 1 second, everybody else. Just concluding the Instagram broadcast, and then I'll restart it here in a second. And yeah, for those of you who want to leave some comments down in the chat, go ahead and do that about just like any sort of gratitude, how that was for you. And I'm just going to restart this broadcast. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. All right, okay, cool. All right, okay, so we're back. For those of you who didn't go anywhere, welcome back. Sweet. All right, cool. Awesome. So go ahead, leave your comments in the chat. How was that for you? Again, your feedback is always appreciated. So going back to the comments from a little bit earlier. Thank you. I needed extra oxygen, says Kristen. I think that was from earlier, yeah. It honestly takes so long for the itching to go away sometimes. Oh yeah, like the itching experience. Yeah, honestly, that's a great way to be able to just like practice meditation, is to practice it and to like notice like all the little itches that you want to scratch and then don't scratch them. Again, for those of you tuned in on Instagram, we just got done our team meditation. This is kind of like the after show where we just hang out for a little bit more, connect as a team, hang out, do some Q&A. Explore some more of the topics. So we did a really cool one today where we went to like this like sacred garden. So again, if you're watching this video and somehow you missed the other video, feel free to go back and check out the other video either on my Instagram or my YouTube, links to my profile. So Brittany says, it feels like my body fell asleep. I feel so light getting back. The tree told me I am not alone. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so trust you on your path. That's what Tyson said. Beautiful, Brittany. Thank you, Brittany, for sharing. Thank you, Megan, as well. Star Soul, thank you as well. Just acknowledging everybody. Tyson again. Yeah, like a lot of great experiences just to be able to share. So again, for anybody else, please feel free to like pass on. Like, what did the tree say to you? Hey, newly awakened. I'm glad you're able to join in. Again, we're kind of in the post show right now. The recording, we're still live on YouTube, so you can check the recording there as well. I like Polka Dot Gang said there was a cat in the tree. I love that. That you know, people again just kind of like add their own dynamics to the imagination, to the meditation. So how was the flying for everyone? That was pretty cool too. So sweet. All right. So if anybody has like any sort of like Q&A stuff, we'll hang out here. As long as you guys need me to be here, relatively speaking, I'll jump off in probably maybe like 15 minutes. Again, that's just, I got a lot of work to do today. What am I working on today? Working on working on like back end things for the team related to like the conscious TikTok creators. So a lot going on there. And again, we got our collaborative work period at 2 p.m. for leading members. So if you're a leading member, I'll see you there. Kristen says, so uplifting. Thank you. The tree spoke to me. We are powerful. We are kindness. We are love. Waves and unity. Oh, thank you, Kristen, so much for sharing. Megan says, the flying was fun. Yeah, see, I like the idea that like, even just by doing this meditation, like again, it's like you can have like fun with it, right? Like, isn't that kind of interesting? So again, like that's the power of storytelling, right? Like you could do this on your own, but it definitely helps when, see, that's the thing. Like I think guided meditation is very powerful in its own way, because when you're doing meditation on your own, it can be very easy to you to be like, okay, here's my story. But then you're constantly in this place where you're kind of like expected to keep adding to the story, and then it's easy for your mind to wander. Whereas when you're doing a guided meditation, you kind of are in this place where you're like, you're trusting that I'm just like going to be able to be like, okay, like here's the start, here's the middle, here's the end. We're going to get there together. You're along for the ride, but it's still your unique experience. So it kind of releases this idea of like the mind kind of having to think about like, oh, what's coming next? Because I know if I were to just be like, okay, go do that meditation on your own, for some of you, you'd start flying and then you'd just probably like fly into space and go on another adventure or something like that. I don't know, right? Like, but I noticed that on my own, where it's like when you do meditation, it's challenging to kind of like create a story within your mind that can be like something that you stick to. Whereas the guided meditations, it's like having that extra ability where like I'm like an additional part of your consciousness that's just kind of helping direct things. So that's where guided meditation is actually very powerful for those who may be new to meditation as well. And for those of you who are looking for a challenge, I give you a challenge where run through that same routine that we did, like start off, go through start out the nexus point, go through the portal, start flying, head towards the garden, spend some time in the garden. You can do what you want there. But even just again, like I encourage you to try going through that story with a little bit of like go through it on your own and see what happens. See if you can do that. So just reading some of the comments here, but Lily, one of our Patreon supporters, says, "Thank you for your patience, time, gratitude. Love you, Carrie, for yourself, and I love you, Carrie, for all the other souls. Thank you for your true, heartfelt intentions. Lily, you are loved." Beautiful. Thank you, Lily, for sharing. Mr. Nolan asking any thoughts on psychedelics. Yeah, we may or may not talk about psychedelics right now. Light Love says, "The tree spoke and said, thank you for your patience, time, gratitude, and love you have for yourself and all humanity. We see her soul. Thank you for your heartfelt intentions. Lily, you are loved." Beautiful, Lily. The love and space keep for other souls. Beautiful, Lily. Thank you for sharing. Just reading any sort of comments. Is being the smartest person possible? Interesting question, Nas. I mean, I'll try and draw that back into just kind of like the intentions of this broadcast right now. But I think what's the most important thing is to, there's a difference. I had this conversation the other day. This is actually really important. I'll draw this back to you guys. Nas, someone in the TikTok, is asking, is being the smartest person possible? I'll say this. There is a difference between being smart and being wise. So being smart doesn't necessarily mean you are wise. So I know people who are very smart, but they aren't wise. And so wisdom is something that we gain through experience, that we gain through life lessons. Whereas smart can often sort of be subscribed to, like understanding a bunch of dates and facts like within a book, or understanding a lot of like logistical things. Whereas again, like the wisdom is something that comes through like the heart experience, the soul experience. So personally, I wouldn't really even try to approach it on this idea of thinking like, oh, I need to be smart. Society expects me to be smart. Like, absolutely, I'm not saying like don't be smart, but be smart about things that are important to you. But at the same time, don't put too much pressure on yourself with this idea where it's like, oh, like maybe I didn't graduate college, maybe I didn't even graduate high school. Does that make me dumb? Does that mean I'm stupid? Like, because I didn't like graduate and stuff like that? Like, again, I think the word smart can actually be very kind of like, it can be something that can almost be like triggering for people, because they're just like, oh, technically I'm not smart because I didn't do university and stuff like that. But equally so, you are wise, so the wisdom is important. So that's where, again, like I seek wisdom through direct experience. And that's where, again, go out and study nature, learn from nature, learn from your own experience. So again, you can be smart but not be wise. So ideally you want to be wise and then also be smart, but you don't have to worry about being like overly smart. But again, the words are kind of weird in itself. But again, if that makes sense for you, drop an 1111 in itself. But again, I feel like intelligence is more than just smartness. Intelligence is our ability to respond and be emotionally present. It's our ability to be able to predict and anticipate. We're pattern recognition machines. That's literally what we do as humans. So again, like our ability through wisdom allows us to be able to observe patterns and then to be able to like process them and then to be able to, not make the same mistake over and over again, or to be able to get the lesson to move on to the next cycle and stuff. So the wisdom is actually very, very valuable, very, very valuable. Whereas smart can sometimes be like more kind of like egoic. Yeah, Lily even says that, where it's like, again, like some people be like, oh, like I'm like, and I'm not, this isn't a shame thing, because for people who are like smart, like absolutely celebrate that. But for some people, they might just kind of have this idea that society expects them to be smart. So then they spend all their time just focusing on like reading textbooks and just learning about all of this stuff. And maybe, again, like maybe that's something that like their parents almost pushed on them. Society will be like, oh, you have, like, if you're going to be a doctor, you have to do this, this, and this. And then they end up doing this. And then they're just like, wow, I've got all this knowledge. Look how smart I am. But then, like something might arise within their reality that might be like something based on emotions or something challenging. And they're just like I don't know how to handle this. Like nothing in my textbooks taught me how to handle this. So it's like, how valuable is that actually, right? So again, you want the wisdom, and the wisdom is, again, kind of like something that's inside of us. It's surrounding us. The wisdom is nature, learning from patterns. Like that's all very, very, very important as well. But yeah, if that resonates for you, drop an 1111. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on kind of like, because I had this conversation with my partner, not recently, just recently, about that, So going back to the comments here, Megan says, flying was fun. It's like you're an anchor. Your voice keeps me from wandering. 1111. Let it get to their head. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was reading those comments. Yeah. Thank you, Megan. Absolutely. Again, I'm happy to be an anchor for the people who are here. So, is meditation for connecting with earth or for connecting with self? Beloved Quartz, interesting question. Meditation, is it connecting for earth or connecting with self? I would say it's both. I mean, it's whatever one you're kind of focused on more in the moment. There's varying degrees of meditation. Again, I think meditation at its base level is very practical in being able to become more aware of your thoughts and being able to create more consciousness in your ability to be able to choose your intentions, your actions, without it being sort of like an automatic sort of like reaction. So the obvious things with meditation would be like, okay, this is an example. If you're not meditating and you're walking down the street and someone walks up to you and they're just like, hey man, I think your shoes are stupid. You're stupid. And then if you're not meditating, you're probably just going to have a reaction where you're going to be like, dude, like, screw you, man. Like, boom. Maybe like, you might fight him. You might get like really, really triggered or something. Be like, how dare you say that to me? Whereas if you were being mindful and practicing meditation, you might go through that exact same circumstance and then someone will say something. Again, this is more just a metaphor. It could be any circumstance. But instead, you'll observe your like reactive thought where it's like, oh, like telling me stupid, like fight back, defend yourself. Or you can observe it and then choose to respond. And that response could either just be like, thanks, and then just keep walking, because you're more mindful. It's like, do I need to invest my energy in that? Or you can just be like, okay, like, I think your shoes are cool. Like, that's okay. Like, your thoughts. Like, I don't have to receive like what it is that you're giving. So again, the mindfulness is the ability to be able to shift from reaction to response. And this is very powerful with our thoughts, because a lot of people, they have a lot of thoughts. They have a very busy thought process. And so when we get better at becoming more aware of our thoughts, we get better at being able to identify thoughts without becoming them, without attaching to them. So again, it's like you see a thought kind of moving through, but your mindfulness can be aware enough where it's the observer opposed to identifying with the thoughts. So that's where, again, a lot of people, they think like, oh, like I am this, I am that, I am these thoughts. But no, you are the observer of your thoughts. So meditation in a very simple way is, again, being able to help basically like reprogram your mind, reprogram your relationship with your mind, which in turn like helps you develop more focus. It helps you develop more resilience. It helps you develop better, like healthier mindset and everything. So so many benefits to meditation. But again, like even just the idea of being able to like drop into your heart space, drop into that stillness, and it's within that stillness that you can connect with yourself. And through connecting with yourself, you're connecting with the earth, you're connecting with the universal energies, you're connecting with this present moment, you're connecting with like the magic that is like literally like right here and now. And then again, you can use meditation to kind of like practice journeying into these inner worlds, to go places, to experience things. And as what we do through these meditations, again, you guys know that like when you go through a meditation, you have the opportunity to be able to receive wisdom, to be able to communicate, to be able to have an experience. And these experiences can be something that literally get like kind of like encoded into your soul. Similar to a dream. You go through a dream, and even though you might not remember your dream, it still was like encoded into your soul. So today, you know, like according to our soul, like we literally went to that garden. We literally did. Like we did. We like went on a school trip together. And I love that idea that I like kind of like think I'm like Miss Frizzle from like Magic School Bus. Magic School Bus, yeah. So it's basically like that. It's basically like Magic School Bus with Waking Up with Wolf, and we just go on adventures through our imagination. Beloved Chords, let me know if that made sense for you. Drop an 1111 if you need to, if that resonates, or if you have any other questions related to that. And I appreciate you asking. How do you hear from your guide? Journaling, cards. See, that's an interesting thing. How do you hear from your guides? One second, I just want to be able to check some of the other comments here from a little bit earlier. There's quite a few comments here, so I just have to scroll back. Putting smart people together, they are weaker alone, stronger together. Life learning skills, wisdom. It makes me sad when I hear things like that, but we can fix it. Yes. Drop a comment. They won't get in the moment, but they will think about it later. Okay, I'm just reading your comments. I'm not going to read all of them. Thank you, beloved. I'm glad that makes sense for you. Exactly what I was thinking, Miss Frizzle. Kayla, yeah. I'm glad for those of us who were born in like the 80s or like early 90s, like totally get the reference. I don't know, it's weird to think that like kids who were born like after 2000 don't know what Magic School Bus is. Like, man, they're missing out. Like, shout out to anybody who was born in the 80s. Like, go team 80s, you know? And honestly, nothing against like anybody else who wasn't born in the 80s, but we're just better, so what can I say? I'm just joking. We're all pretty awesome, so. But there is something special about, I don't know, being born in like the late 80s or like the mid 80s. It was something really special because we were kind of like the last generation to kind of like be in that space where we grew up with technology, but we didn't grow like with technology. Like we weren't given phones when we were children and stuff like that. So I mean, like, shout out to like the Sega Genesis generation and Super Nintendo and all that, and like, you know, back in the day of like biking around neighborhoods. Like, I'm so grateful I got the childhood that I did before like the distractions kind of like became what they were today. Anyways, okay. Beloved Core is asking, kind of off topic, but what does the pin on your jacket represent? So this is the Eye of Horus pin. So this is like one of many pins that we have. These are buttons. We use these buttons as tools to be able to share to people. Back in the day, before the quarantine, back in the day, in the before times, these have the website for the project for paradigmshiftcentral.com on them. So we have a bunch of these with different designs, all with conscious imagery on them. And we take these and we give them to people. We use them. So I would do things like free hugs, and I would give these to people. They would come up, do a free hug, and then I'd be like, congratulations, you passed the test. Here, have a button. And you can take a button. Like, these buttons, they're available on our store because you can still use them. Like, you can still give them to people. We're just maybe not using them as frequently now. But again, like the Eye of Horus, the Eye of Ra, like, again, you've obviously seen this from like Egyptian culture. Like, even people have kind of like seen it without knowing what it is. Basically, the way how I explain it, there's many different ways to interpret it, but basically it's like, for me, it basically is a symbol that represents awareness. It represents the awakening of consciousness. So it's like the opened eye, learning to see, the awakening of the inner eye. So the third eye is all like, that is also a symbol for the third eye, the seat of the soul, the connection with higher consciousness. But you can really break it down a lot more. But that's basically kind of like one of the ways to interpret it. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, look up like Eye of Ra or Eye of Horus for more information. It's pretty deep. It's a pretty deep symbol. Yeah, go Atari. Regular NES. Oh my goodness. So, all right. Going back to the question from Newly Awakened, and then we're gonna wrap it up here shortly afterwards. But if anybody else has any nostalgia that they want to share in the comments, please feel free. We'll just sit here and just talk about like video games from the 90s for a little while. Maybe we could. Man, my hair is getting crazy, man. These wings on the side, I can't stop them. They got a mind of their own. They're on their own journey, so taking flight here. Cool, beloved chords. Absolutely, yeah. Like, so much information on the internet just to do research on your own. So Newly Awakened says, how do you hear from your guides? Journaling, cards. So that's an interesting question. Honestly, I wouldn't put too much emphasis on feeling like you need to hear from your guides or thinking that like, oh, I'm doing something wrong if I'm not hearing from my guides. I mean, for me, like I think it's kind of one of those experiences where I understand that like our guides are something that are always present with us. Like they're always kind of there. Again, like our guides would be kind of like a consciousness that exists outside this third dimension. But at the same time, like our guides could literally be like people within our life. You know, like I mean that's kind of a different way of thinking it. Like am I a guide for you guys? Am I don't know. Am I do I meet the requirements or something? But again, it's kind of like this idea where like the connection that we share with our guides, which again it can be like pets, loved ones who have passed on, depending on your relationship with certain stuff. Like you kind of have there's this idea where you can kind of like call in specific guides. And until you do, like they kind of like sit on the sidelines. So this is kind of like one of the things where it's like with your guides, like you actually almost have to invite them, where you can say like, it'd be like in your heart, be like, okay, like guides, like I invite you to like be with me. I invite you to be with me, and feel free to like send me a sign, send me some sort of affirmation. And then it might come through a synchronicity, it might come through a song, it might come through something that someone else says, something on the internet might pop up. So the guides will communicate to us through synchronicities. And again, it like even just that, it can be like kind of like the guides are like a collective ensemble of consciousness in itself. So when you're seeing things like 1111 and synchronicities, you can interpret that as being like from your guides. You can also kind of interpret that as being like from like your higher self. Like in a way, you are your own guide. Like in a sense, like as a soul, you exist beyond this present moment. That's a very interesting idea. I remember kind of waking up to that one day where I was like, oh my God, like am I my own guardian angel, or am I my own guide? And like in a very real way, like you actually are. We were talking about channeling recently in one of my lives the other day. But yeah, part of it was basically this idea of like kind of like understanding that channeling can kind of be this process of like you're channeling like your future self as well. So but yeah, guides can kind of come through they come through almost like a whisper within the heart. As well. Sometimes it can be sort of like a clairaudience, kind of like an idea will kind of arrive. So kind of like when you're in that place where you're just kind of like still and quiet, this is kind of what we do, where when we do the meditations, we kind of create a place where we can receive that connection, where we create almost like a blank space for the universe to like fill it with like information, water almost. So there's a few ways, but yeah, I would say like dreams, meditation, spending time in nature, connecting with your heart, and really just not putting too much pressure on yourself to think like, oh, like communicating with my guides is going to be something where they're going to like manifest in front of me and I'm going to see them, or I'm going to hear them and it's going to be really loud. Oftentimes, like the conversations are quite subtle. They're quite quiet. And it's not something where like you even really have to like think that, you know, it's a requirement. Like my connection with my guides is very much just like second nature. Like I know they're just kind of there. I'm not like actively like hearing voices or anything like that. I know like in my dreams that's an opportunity to connect with them. I know kind of like within my heart. Again, for me, like my guide is like the universe. Like I don't like, I have this idea that it's like, yeah, you know, like my grandparents are kind of with me, my dogs from the past are kind of with me. Other than that, you know, it's not like I'm like actively like calling in, be like, you know, like Archangel Michael, like I call you in and stuff like that. Like you, if you feel like you want to do that, you can try doing that. I really don't think that's like something that is like required. Again, this kind of ideas and stuff like that, where it's like basically like, yeah, like calling in your guides is something where your permission is required in a sense. Like you actually have to kind of like let them know. But you can do that in a very general way, where it's just kind of like, it'd be like, all right, universe is my guide. Like send me some sort of affirmation, some sort of sign. So again, there's kind of a few ways. And again, like anything that I'm saying, this is just like my best guess, right? Like we're talking about like pretty like multidimensional metaphysical stuff. So if anybody else has any thoughts on that in the comment, please feel free. The universe is always whispering. It's up to you to decipher the language. Very well said, Unique Life. Thank you. That really helps. Yeah, no problem. Like again, like I think like a lot of people, when they kind of get introduced to a lot of spirituality, they kind of get this idea that it's like almost like something like super like obvious and fantastical, and like and it all is, but you know, it's just like, be like, okay, spirituality, like I gotta like open my third eye and like talk to spirits and like do psychedelics and stuff like that. Like I think like the better way is just kind of like be very like gentle and soft and keep it grounded and just kind of realize that like it's already kind of happening, but maybe you're just not aware of it, you know? So it's like seeing things with a new lens. And when you do that, you realize to be like, oh, like my guides have always been with me, or like I've always been like seeing synchronicities and things like that. So or I've had meaningful dreams and everything. So again, it's like it's already happening. Whether or not you're aware of it is kind of like that's the deciding element. So but yeah, if that makes sense, drop in 11:11. Okay, team, we're gonna wrap this up. So any last comments, anything else that you guys want to share related to gratitude, go ahead, and then I'm gonna jump off and get to work. But thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in. For those of you who maybe just joined in recently, this is just kind of like the after hangout following our team meditation that we do Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please feel free to join in for future. You can check out the link in my profile for more recordings for any of the past meditations. We've done like over 100 so far, which is crazy. And then we've done like a bunch of longer meditations, like the story meditations. And again, you can find those all through my YouTube channel, through my profile link. So if you're looking for like some really epic guided meditations, I invite you to check those out. So expect whether you're new or advanced. So beautiful. All right, so go ahead, everybody. Just go ahead and leave some comments of gratitude down in the chat. Again, just thanking everyone so much. Thank you for your support. A reminder, we're working towards a goal of 150 supporters on Patreon. So if you feel called to be able to sign up to Patreon, then absolutely, please feel free to do that. The Patreon is a great way to be able to help support the project with a monthly micro contribution. Plus, through there, you get additional perks and rewards and the option to join our private membership, which is our conscious media creation group, to join as a leading member. We have our team broadcast this Thursday for our dream class. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Billy, for sending, I think the, oh, okay. That's like, I see what you did there. That's a comment. Nonetheless, Billy, thank you. But again, thank you everyone for your support in all forms. Again, please feel free to keep in mind that we have our dream class broadcast this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, you can check out the recording if you miss it live. And that's going to be talking about dreams, lucid dreaming, metaphysics, consciousness, dream tips. So if you're interested in dreaming, then absolutely please feel free to be able to join in for that. And again, we have our collaborative work meeting for leading members today at 2 p.m. So awesome. All right. Thank you again, everyone, so much. We're going to wrap up this broadcast. Again, if you haven't already yet, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, connect to my Instagram. You can send me a DM there. And yeah, please feel free to invite one more person to be able to join in for future broadcasts and connect to my profile. And thank you for being a part of the team. And again, if you want to join our team chat, the link for that is also through my profile. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, the link is down in the info as well. So beautiful. Awesome. Thank you again, everyone, so much for being here. Just sending you so much love as we go throughout our day. Many blessings. Carry this momentum with you. Go kick some butt. And as always, much love. Keep it shifty. And I will see you in the future. Talk to you soon. Beautiful. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube.